Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bobby if you're new here, and this is my very first pregnancy update. So first off, I want to give a disclaimer that this video is going to be TMI. You are watching a pregnancy update after all. So if you're not into hearing about all of the bodily functions, then you better go ahead and click out of this video. Next, I want to say, I am very early on in my pregnancy, and we're announcing it now because we've already had 2 miscarriages, and both of those miscarriages, I never told anybody I was even pregnant except for my close family. So during that time, I felt like it would have been better for me if I was able to talk to people about it. I didn't want to come out and say, look, I'm going through a miscarriage. I would have rather them shared in the joy of me being pregnant in the first place and then been able to be there to support me when I was losing the baby. So I'm going ahead and sharing it now because I am having faith that everything is going to be just fine, and I know that I will have all of my close family and friends there to support me if I need them to. So, with that being said, I hope that you will all be here with me to celebrate and get excited. I am currently 4 weeks and 4 days pregnant, and I'm going to share with you all of my symptoms and whatever I'm going through at the moment. I plan on posting once a week, and if I buy anything for me or the baby and I want to share that with you, you guys are going to be there through the entire journey. So make sure that you're subscribed so you can be notified when I do post new videos. I first found out when I was only 10 days past ovulation, and that just seems super early. I wasn't even planning on testing that day, but it just kind of happened. I do have a video on that, so if you're interested in seeing how I found out and how I told my husband and my kids, make sure you click in the description. I will have those linked so you can watch those. So now let's get into my symptoms. So I'm going to go over symptoms from week 3 through 4 up till 4 weeks and 4 days where I'm at right now. So it'd be starting from ovulation until now. So right away I started having some mild cramping, nothing too serious. Actually, to be honest, if I wasn't paying close attention, I probably wouldn't have even noticed. So that kind of gradually just kind of got more intense and started to feel more like menstrual cramps, but that didn't come until later on, like closer to 4 weeks, even like after I finally tested and found out I was pregnant. And then it seems like things started to get more uncomfortable. The cramping wasn't constantly, it was on and off throughout the day. So like I said, if I wasn't paying close attention, I wouldn't have even noticed. A couple days after I ovulated, I actually got sick with a fever and my whole body was aching. I don't think it was related to pregnancy at all. I think it just kind of happened, but I did take note of that because you never know. I mean, it could be pregnancy related, but I really doubt it. I think I just caught some kind of bug probably from my kids, because the week prior they both actually did get sick with well, my son didn't get a fever, he got a rash. My daughter got a fever and a rash, so I don't know if it was that or something else, I'm not sure, but I did want to mention it in case any of you guys are in your 2-week wait and I don't know, maybe it could be pregnancy related. Okay, now getting into the very TMI stuff. If this TMI pregnancy stuff bothers you, because I'm like really embarrassed to even say it, but it's part of pregnancy, and I'm sure if you are in your 2-week wait or you're trying to conceive, then you want to know all of the stuff. So Like I was saying, if this bothers you, you may want to skip ahead a few seconds because it's going to get nasty. So I started noticing that my nipples were sensitive. That and I had changes in my cervical fluids. Um, the cervical fluids is kind of my telltale. It happens with both my son and my daughter's pregnancy. So when I seen that, I was almost positive that I was pregnant. I was just waiting until I could test, and I was waiting until closer to my 14 DPO date, but I didn't make it that far. So now we're getting to 4 weeks, and right on 4 weeks, I started getting nauseous. It was light, it was very subtle, but during this 2-week wait, I was definitely paying close attention to my body, and I did notice that. It was off and on throughout the day. I may have felt it once a day for a couple days, and then it kind of increased a little bit more. But I definitely noticed that. And I kind of played it off in the beginning as like, maybe it's just what I'm eating because I wasn't eating the usual foods. I was starting to cheat a little bit on my diet and eating some sugar and stuff like that, fried foods. And that stuff kind of does upset my stomach a little bit. So I was like, it could be that, probably pregnancy, but I was trying not to get too excited in case I wasn't pregnant. I didn't want to be let down a lot. So I had nausea accompanied with heartburn. And when I started getting heartburn, that was another telltale sign for me. That's something that I usually only get when I'm pregnant. So that was another symptom that I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure I'm pregnant. And I was just getting really excited to start testing, but I was trying really hard to hold off. So the cramping at this point started turning into pinching and pulling. One day, actually, when I was picking up my daughter, I felt like stretching of my muscle, like muscle soreness, stretching kind of pain in my lower abs region. So the cramping was starting to change a little bit from feeling like menstrual cramps to I don't even know. It just felt like pinching and pulling almost. It was different. I also noticed some bloat. I was starting to bloat, and that is typical for me. So I can't really blame that on pregnancy, even though it probably is some of that, but also foods that I'm eating make me bloat. So then once I came to 10 DPO, I got a positive pregnancy test. So I started testing every day, and I went through like feeling really good with my tests because, you know, it was showing positive, and then the next day I would feel like, okay, this is not getting as dark as I think it should. Like it was probably the same as the day before. So after 48 hours, so then the next day I would test and it was darker. And then the next day it wasn't darker. It was kind of the same. So my emotions were kind of up and down. Like, is this good? Is this bad? So I just want to put that out there because if you're in that boat, I want you to know that it's normal. Your HCG levels only double every 48 hours. So I recommend not testing every day. Test every 2 days to not put yourself through unnecessary stress. So for a couple days, probably just 2 days, I noticed that my body was producing extra saliva. I'm not sure if this is pregnancy related because I did ask on one of my Facebook groups if anybody else was experiencing this, and nobody really was. But I just had so much saliva, and like I got choked up on it when I tried to swallow because it was just so much. It was weird. I don't think I've ever had that before. But your body just does weird stuff, okay? Another symptom has been shortness of breath. I notice throughout the day, randomly, I will just feel like I need to take a couple breaths because, I don't know, like my body can't keep up or something. And I know that that is a normal pregnancy symptom. So another symptom has been pretty mild, and that would be being tired. I do have 2 other kids. So it could just be me like dealing with them, having to take care of them and stuff. But because I don't feel exhausted, I do, if I can take a nap in the middle of the day, I do that. And I find towards the end of the day, I'm ready for bed about 7 o'clock. I'm ready to just go to sleep. But it hasn't been too bad. So that's pretty much all of my symptoms up until now. As far as weight gain goes, I gained 4 pounds. And then today I weighed myself and I lost 2 of the 4. So I'm really trying, like there's no reason for me to gain anything at this point. I know it's because of what I'm eating. Right now, all I'm wanting is carbs and I don't want to do that. I don't want to indulge and gain too much weight. I'm trying to be mindful. Of course, I'm not like depriving myself or the baby of anything. I'm trying to eat healthy and stay that way, you know, to minimize any unnecessary weight gain. I understand I'm going to gain weight and I'm fine with that. I just don't want to gain excessively. So I've been trying to get back on track. I think yesterday and today I did pretty good with my food choices. So I did lose 2 of those 4 pounds. So as far as purchases go, I bought a pair of maternity pants. So before, let's see, right after I found out that I was pregnant, I was already growing out of my pants. And at that point, I lost a pound. So I wasn't like weighing any more than usual. I was weighing less than usual. And my pants were not buttoning. I was super bloated. So I started putting on maternity pants because they're just more comfortable and whatever. You can judge me if you want to. But I have them, so why not? But I did go ahead and buy another pair. They are like workout kind of legging type things, and they're super comfortable. I will insert a picture here. And that's all that I've bought so far. I'll make sure that I let you guys know anytime I buy something for myself or for the baby. I think that's really fun whenever I'm watching pregnancy updates. I like to see all the goodies like that. So I will also show you a belly shot today. And I know the baby is like super tiny, but I'm really bloated and I want to keep track of how my belly grows. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. And don't judge me too hard because I've had 2 kids, so I have a belly from that and a belly from bloat. So there's a belly. Trying to focus the camera here. Okay. This is what we got. I feel huge. I know I probably don't look huge, but I look bloated. So that's what I have. That's all for this update. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I really hope that you will subscribe and follow my journey. If you are pregnant and expecting, or if you're trying to get pregnant, leave me a comment below. I would love to hear where you are in your journey, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye!